What's the best feeling in the world? How about when the life you've been anticipating becomes the life you live? A time when life is filled with excitement. The problem? It doesn't last. And once it vanishes, what's left feels like limbo, directionless, lost. The worst feeling in the world? Feeling lost. Let me explain. Looking back, our lives have been very structured from birth all the way until now. We go from elementary school to middle school to high school to college to hopefully a full-time job that society can look at and say, well done. There was always a clear subsequent stage to work towards, to anticipate, until now. I guess I got to the stage where society says, well done. And at first things did feel right. New city, new job, new friends, new side quests. The first few months were euphoric. But as novelty becomes routine, the void inside me grew. Eventually, it knocks on my conscience, asking, what am I anticipating next? I guess I expected to have it more figured out by now. Technically we have more freedom than ever before, so why doesn't it feel like it? I read this quote recently that really captures the sentiment. He felt overwhelmed by the prospect that he could swim anywhere or do anything. He was equally paralyzed by the fact that he didn't know which of these anythings would work out. Who knew freedom came with such immense pressure? Soon our minds start to fixate on the choices we've already made, wondering if they're to blame for our troubled conscience. Did I choose the right degree? Should I have moved to this city? Should I have done this or that instead? Am I on the right path? We feel desperate for change, but the feeling fails to materialize into action. Life makes it all too easy to stay course and so damn hard to change. You know what? It's time we blamed our younger selves. As we grow up, we also grow our own views of the world. The longer we've spent building a worldview, the harder it becomes to tear down. By the time we graduate, we've already solidified our views of how we should live and how we shouldn't, who we are and who we aren't. It becomes unnatural to think beyond that. We feel stuck because our minds are so tuned towards this single plane of thought. Maybe we're not really lost, we're actually trapped. Not by our external situation, but by the walls of our own outdated thoughts. At an early age, we're fed the importance of setting goals and sticking to a plan. If we carry on with those goals, society applauds us. But what about the scenario where you wake up in your 20s, you got that degree, you got that job, but then it suddenly hits you that those life plans you laid out were led more so by immaturity than passion or wisdom? I think one of life's greatest ironies is how the importance of our early decisions is inversely proportional to how well equipped we were to making them. For example, choosing your major at 18. In some ways, sticking to long-term plans can be destructive, especially ones that we created in our youth. I'm not saying we should be fickle, but flexible. Our priorities change in life, as do our desires. Doesn't it make more sense to be redefining our life vision as we gather more knowledge about life? Think of it this way. This new stage of life comes with so many new experiences and perspectives that it shouldn't be too surprising when our existing views of life are challenged or shattered altogether. Maybe this is just growing up, realizing the world you imagined in your head is far from an accurate nor complete reality, that you were mostly clueless and most likely still are. The realization? Discomforting. A necessity to move forward? Probably. Sometimes our most confident beliefs are also the most limiting. The same beliefs that cloud our judgment from opportunity. The idea of initiating significant life change is daunting, but most of the time, it only takes a small action to catalyze. Applying to that one new job, meeting that one significant stranger, or taking that one small leap of faith that suddenly changes everything. But then again, sometimes you barge through the doors only to find an empty room. The fates just aren't in the mood for doing you favors, and as you wait for some spark to present itself, the impeding question looms over you. What do I do with my life now? Well, perhaps we aren't meant to know. At least not yet. The media seems to place such an emphasis on knowing your whys. We listen to people who seem to have it figured out, artists, athletes, talk show hosts. Their journeys of doubt and discovery are often omitted. Maybe this is our call to action to embark on said journey. Maybe we should be glad we aren't still confidently blazing through life, as then we wouldn't stop to reconsider or reevaluate. We'd end up missing out on one of the most effective ways to grow. The process of breaking down and questioning our current lives. Crisis can often be an opportunity to enact major changes, ones that forge a new identity. Maybe I don't need an explicit next stage of life to fuel my anticipation. What I'll discover in this path ahead, although unclear, is exciting enough. You could even say I'm starting to anticipate it.